Welcome to It's Open with Ilana Glazer. Oh, I just had so much fun interviewing this new guest who is now my friend. I love her. I love her already. I live for brilliant women, and she is one. She is a huge stand-up who tours arenas all around the UK and Europe, and she is the co-host of the very successful podcast, My Therapist Ghosted Me. I'm laughing because literally her therapist ghosted her. She's hysterical and so smart and sharp. Her name is Joanne McNally. And she's one of the queens of comedy over in the UK. And I am actually touring in the UK in July. So just to let you know, if you're in the UK and you want to come hang, I will be in Bristol on July 4th, London on July 5th, Glasgow, July 7th, Manchester, July 8th, and Belfast, July 9th. I've never been to the UK and I'm so excited. And I'm literally going to ask Joanne to kind of be my guide and Sherpa. But join us. We were just fucking yapping away, us two broads over here. Come on in and let's have some fun. So I want to be real that like we're just meeting each other.
Yes.
So you were a fucking huge stand-up in Europe.
Well, like...
Arenas, girl?
Yeah, no, okay, yes. No, I have to, obviously, as an Irish person, anything complimentary makes me want to screw up daddy my insides.
Oh my God.
So
we love the Irish.
I'm not going to go, I am a huge deal.
Right.
But what I will say is I work hard and I sell well.
Arenas, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a big difference in audiences. Have you ever gigged in Europe?
First time is this upcoming July.
Really? Where are you going?
Oh God, I'm going to too many places. We are going to Ireland. I'm so excited.
Fantastic.
Belfast and Dublin and London, both somewhere in London and Hackney, as well as Manchester, Paris, Sweden. I'm doing a lot.
Amazing.
I'm doing a lot of places.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like excited just to go over there to see my audience and have the experience of performing in different countries. It's so cool.
It's so cool. Like I did a little European tour. And I came and like that, I went to like Sweden and Norway and are you going to Copenhagen and all that? There's like a little route.
We're doing Copenhagen. We've sold 6 tickets.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Perfect. There's probably 5 more than I sold, to be honest, at the start.
David was saying we should make it like a hangout experience.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be stunning. But you know, when you're talking about sales, I was going through my American, because I have an American tour in the fall.
Yeah.
As you'd say.
Where are you going? The fall? What do you
say?
say?
Autumn.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I like that.
Autumn. I'm going like Seattle and Denver and Salt Lake City, like Las Vegas. Like I'm going to sell. And then I sell well in Canada and Toronto. Anyway, but I was looking at my American sales with a friend of mine and I was like, it's really bad. I was like, look, I'm going to read them out to you. And I took out the letter and I was like, Dallas 1. Salt Lake City 1. I said San Francisco 4. And I was like, oh good, that's good. And then I realised it was the number of shows I was doing in each town. So I thought I'd sold an individual ticket in all these places. and I was like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. How have I even gotten this far in life? I'm so thick.
It makes you a good comedian, honestly.
I was like, how did I? And I was like, oh, and they're like, it's not that, like, they're like, it's not great, but it's not that bad. And they're like, who did you think was individually coming? I was like, yeah, this feels like a threat.
That is.
Just one person following me around the States.
One man with a large trench coat.
But it's hard selling in new territories, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's like your thing right now is breaking into the US.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
It feels like an impossible task, but you have nothing else to do.
Yeah, and also like people love it. And people love the Irish. We are loving the Irish.
We travel well.
So good.
The Irish passport, in my memory from my late night Googling, is the most expensive passport on the black market. You can sell it for like 200 grand.
200 grand?
That's what I heard.
Holy
And I was doing a joke about it that I was like, I'll sell it and I'll have a Lamborghini and there'll be some Russian gangster going through American immigration, not a bother on him, with an Irish passport just whizzing through. And they're like, top of the morning to you, sir. And he's like, thanks a million. But yeah, so I think it's because we're we're neutral politically, kind of technically.
Yeah.
And we've got good personalities and we make good comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of like, you know, apparently trauma there. I don't feel any of it.
You don't feel any of the trauma?
Well, I mean, come on. Can't be. I drink because I like drinking. I'm not going to blame the famine. You know,
Can't be that. Can't be that.
Come on, I've moved on.
Yeah. So you love to drink, and you do it
love
well. I think you're like wearing it well.
Thank you. I mean, it's a kind of it is a bit of a trope, but I think because I've made it such a part of my shtick as such, that. I mean, sometimes I think people think I'm waking up and slamming a bottle of Pinot. I'm not. I'll wait till 11. Do you know what I was the other day I went down, I arrived in New York and I was like, Pinot time. Like I'm grand. I just like wine. I like the camaraderie of it. I like drinking with my friends. I love all that. And I went down to whatever, the shop. And America is the size of everything here is it's just why is everything so gigantic?
Because everybody needs to pretend their dick is huge. Literally, that's what this is.
Well, when I was walking back from the shop, I looked like my dick was huge. I had a bottle of Pinot Grigio the size of a Fiat Punto. It was like 1.5. I was like on Instagram, I was like, girls, look at the size of this. It's like I caught a fish. I was like, look at the size of the bottle of Pinot Grigio. I was like, I think it's a litre. They're like, it's 1.5 litres, Joanne. I know. And I have a cheap palate. I love a bottle of Barefoot.
Well, I love weed. Do you do weed?
No.
Yeah.
No. And it never sat well with me.
Is it a thing in Ireland or the UK, weed, very much?
Oh, very much so.
Oh.
When I moved to London, I was like, Jesus, what is that smell? It's just skunk. I was like, everyone has nits because it smells to me like, did you have nits as a kid?
I know nits from the children's show Bluey as lice. What are nits?
Not lice.
Oh, no, I didn't have lice.
You never had lice?
I never had lice. Not to brag.
Were you homeschooled? How did you never have lice?
I don't know. What lice wasn't a huge thing.
Oh, it was massive in my day.
In Ireland?
Yes.
Everybody would have lice.
Memories of sitting in a high stool getting rinsed with this toxic shit to clean your hair and combing them through. And I've always had a lot of hair, so it was a bit, why am I talking about? Oh yeah, this is it. The skunk smells exactly like lice cream. Lice. Now I think it's kind of odor free, but it
smelled like weed. The lice shampoo.
Yes.
Wild.
As a child, it was so. When I was doing my last tour, because after the show, I find it really hard to come down.
Yes.
So I'm like plowing through the barefoot wine, and I was my tour manager. I was like, oh, just when they wake up, I'm like, this can't go on. I need to start drinking after shows because I do shows all the time.
Yeah.
So like my liver's gonna fall out my ass.
Yeah.
And
like it might.
It might. And my tour manager was like, why don't I get you a weed pen? And you can see if that would bring you down. And I was like, great idea.
Yeah.
But then I just ended up smoking weed and drinking a bottle of Barefoot. And then I'd wake up covered in cheese wrappers and crisp packets. And I was like, I can't win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to come home and eat my body weight in Baby Bell.
I know.
Well as drink a bottle of Barefoot.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm back, the weed pen out. Because I get stoned real quick. And then I just eat everything I can see.
Yeah.
Like I'm like famine vibes.
Yeah.
And then I feel awful about myself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll just stick to the booze.
Yeah.
And die of liver cancer.
Like I never I never was like could hold my alcohol well. Like I always got so drunk so fast, puking when I'm in college and shit. What?
But you're very small.
Yeah.
We need to grow you a little bit.
Yeah. Joanne was surprised and immediately said, "You're tiny."
You're tiny.
I'm short. How tall are you?
5'10".
Holy shit.
Now
You're a model, bitch.
That's what I think I am.
Excuse me.
Yeah, because we were discussing this because we were saying when I meet women who listen to the podcast, they're like, "Oh, you're quite tall." So I think I give off little scrappy little size vibes. Like a little pocket.
Okay, so one thing we were talking about before was learning as a comic. Wait, first of all, how long have you been doing stand-up?
It's coming up to 10 years now.
Wow. Oh, that's been a fast rise for you.
I was quite late. I didn't start till I was in my 30s.
Incredible, because it takes like longer than that to craft it the way that you have.
But I had nothing else to do.
You had nothing else going on.
Nothing. No, I had nothing else going on.
That's great.
And
That's
I was just
fucking
like,
great.
okay, this is what it is now.
And you are just like, are you constantly touring?
Am I constantly touring? No. So when the last tour finished, I took the time off to write the new show. And then this tour started. Actually in Brooklyn, I started doing work in progresses in Union Hall last January.
Oh my gosh, that's one of my faves.
I love it. And I love Brooklyn. I love New York and everything. Like I was raised on Sex and the City.
Yeah, yeah.
So everywhere, I'm so lame that whenever I'm in New York, like in Brooklyn, I'm like at the bridge, I'm like, oh my God, that's where Miranda met Steve.
I love it. Oh my God. So your podcast is called My Therapist Ghosted Me because literally your therapist ghosted you.
Yeah.
That is
It's mad, isn't it?
so rude.
Yeah, I know.
Are they crazy?
I don't know. The whole thing was a bit mad. And like, I
Like
I
literally
didn't know they
ghosted
could do
you.
that, like legally.
They can't.
What are the ethics?
They can't.
Now, in his defense, because obviously as a comedian, I'm more, like, I never let the intricacies get in the way, but it was around COVID he stopped. So I was like, I'm not saying he died because he is still alive, because I finally got an answer out of him. I was like, I was with him because I was in the throes of heartbreak from a breakup, and I was like, oh my God, another one bites the dust.
That's so painful. They just owe
And
you.
I liked him.
They just owe you a goodbye.
Yeah. So
That's
eventually,
so rude.
eventually, I got an email out of him. I said, John. But like, I mean, I've turned up to ex-boyfriends' houses. I was like, Joanne, control yourself. John is entitled to leave. He's entitled to leave. I said, John, are you still working in mental health? Now, this was months after the fact. And he went, I am, Joanne, and this is who I'd recommend for you.
Okay, but bitch, tell me goodbye. That's really crazy. And also, it's like
It was crazy.
He's supposed to be trained to deal with this appropriately.
And he was so nice. He was big into incense and stuff. And
You're fully in
he
the
had
right.
like, you know, those beaded kind of doorway entrances.
I don't like
and
it.
stuff.
I don't like it.
It was
I
strange,
went-
but it did give me a great name for the podcast.
Oh,
And that was only, we were sitting waiting on Zooms. It was Zoom time. And you know, when you're making that like awful small talk with people before someone else logs on, you're like, hey,
Yes.
hello, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, what's the story with you? And I said, oh, Jesus. I said, my therapist goes to me. And they're like, oh, let's call the podcast that.
Hysterical.
And that's how it happened. And I actually,
Hysterical.
well, I'll tell you this. It when you read it real quick, it doesn't read very well. It reads like the rapist hosted me.
The rapist hosted me.
And yeah.
Oh.
And yeah. So John, read it slow. That's my advice.
Copy
But
that.
also we were in, they put out posters. They did a poster campaign in the tube stations in London. And they had this weird marketing decision. I don't know why, who was asleep that day, but they did this thing where there's the first, their posters are tiered from behind each other, if you know what I mean.
Oh no.
So news agents were the first one because they're their biggest podcast because they do a daily podcast. And then we were kind of slipping out from one side and there was another podcast slipping out from the other side. But because of the poster, Vogue was completely hidden. It was my face with rapist over it.
Oh my God.
And I went into to Global and I was like, have you seen Down the Tubes?
Rapist.
It's just me smiling with rapist over my head.
Oh my fucking God.
They're like, oh, we just didn't notice.
Oh my God.
They have
It's
to take them all
so
down.
funny. I enjoy it so much. You and Vogue are cracking me up.
We get Annika house on fire.
Yeah, and you were it's really, really funny. And it's just I don't know, it's a nice like escapism.
It's pure fluff.
I love it.
It's
I
pure
love
fluff.
it.
So if anything is ever there's nothing ever. So sometimes we get emails from people and they'll say like, how can you not address such and such? You know,
Not my
And I'm
job.
like, it's not that. We are very clear where our lane is, and our lane is lighthearted crack.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my God, you guys were cracking me up talking about the Jim Carrey thing. That was so wild.
we love it. Well, I love it. I don't. Obviously, I do nothing. But I did a conspiracy theory podcast about Avril Lavigne for the BBC.
Oh, so that was yours.
Yes.
Oh, you mentioned it in that episode.
Yes, it was supposed to be who killed Avril Lavigne, but legal changed it to who replaced Avril Lavigne. So I love a conspiracy theory, a light one. I do
think-
believe we landed on the moon.
Yeah, got it. Me too. I feel like people are losing their minds because reality is so surreal right now that we're making up such the internet is making up such crazy shit and then going along with it as a joke or whatever. But like
The AI stuff. Have you seen Val Kilmer's in a new film? He's dead.
oh no.
He's been brought back to life. No, he looks great.
It's disgusting.
He
It's
looks
so
fantastic.
disgusting. How do you feel about AI?
I am so thick, I can't. I had a joke in the show. I was like, I'm still trying to figure out if that dress is black or gold. Do you remember that dress?
Yeah, 100.
That's where
100.
I am mentally. And then I have to figure out that frogs can't tap dance. I said, I don't know. I'm resharing all sorts of shit. People are like, Joanne, pigeons don't play guitar.
I hate it. I hate it so fucking much.
I'm resharing all this. I'm like, nature is amazing.
Oh my
David
God.
Attenborough has taught them so much.
Oh my God.
I find it terrifying.
I
And like,
hate it.
I used to say, if I was ever in a deep fake porn thing, I'd know it wasn't me if I was on top because I'm so lazy in the sack now in my 40s. But I'm like, it's not me. I never mount anymore. But that stuff, and poor Scarlett Johansson, they won't leave her alone.
Oh
it's
my
all
God.
Scarlett.
Oh my God. I'm so proud of her for suing over and over.
100%.
She's literally Paris Hilton too. They're leading the way.
They are.
They're leading the way.
Yeah,
and now we're all going to stand on the shoulders of them.
It's like the Wild West at the moment. This is always the way.
Disgusting.
But when I look back, I am very suggestible. Okay, very much so. And I was telling a story about on the podcast I'd seen because I live alone, so there's a lot of googling.
Yeah.
A lot of googling. Yeah. A lot of Nate like googling. A lot of vino googling.
Yeah.
Purchases, treating yourself googling.
Copy that.
I read a story one night that a woman had been killed by a frozen shaft of urine that had been released over a field from an airplane. Okay. Now I held this story as truth for many, many years, Ilana. Many, many years. And then eventually Vogue on the pod was like, are you sure? I was like, absolutely. I Googled the photo. When I say this photo, it looked like it was sketched by a child. It was so clearly fake. But I held that in my heart.
Because you were drinking some wine.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't even like I was in a even if you were in blackout, you'd know that this was clearly not real. But so with the AI of it all, I'm goosed.
Yeah. I have boundaries around taking in the news. I can't take it in at night. I don't want to take it in on the weekends.
Yeah.
How much can one human being take?
Yeah. You seem like a very empathetic person.
And I
am,
and it stays that way by having boundaries around how much I take in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just dead, which is their goal, to deaden your heart.
We're not supposed to take in that much. We're not equipped to take in that much information. We're not equipped to watch that much horror. We're not equipped for it. We're supposed to be ploughing someone in a field. Ploughing not someone, something.
I'm hoping to get plowed in a field.
I'm just supposed to be face down in the rain getting ploughed by a Viking. I'm not equipped for this much information.
I love getting plowed. Oh my God.
Apparently we take in more information now in a day that our ancestors took in their whole lives.
Horrible. It's absolutely wrong.
It
it's
is wrong.
This is a joke that people can look up and find retroactively, but you were the first human woman to play this arena in Dublin, the 3 Arena.
The 3 Arena, yeah.
And you're actually making a documentary about it.
I am. So I'm filming a documentary with kind of like the journey to it. Yeah, because
arenas, girl.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking incredible.
I keep saying, but it's Ireland, because I feel like, but that obviously that is still an achievement. But yeah, but in my,
what does that even mean? It's a huge capacity, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And also, I want to say, as a performer, the shape of an arena, this is a particular part of the craft that people don't get to achieve the opportunity to learn that level.
Well, it's also, I think the issue around arena comedy is, and you and I both know, the vibe is not the same.
Right.
So comedy is meant for intimate, low ceilings, dark rooms. It's not built for huge rooms like that. You do lose something in it.
Definitely.
You do.
But
and
you change for it. You know
you
what I mean?
Absolutely change
you
for
adapt
it.
the
There's
craft
a certain type,
for it.
Yeah. So these arenas have come, I think, at the right time because I'm ready.
Right.
I am ready for them, you know.
I love a small fucking around in a small low ceiling place, but I'm always practicing to get to, my tours are theaters. Do you like theaters?
Yeah, I love theaters.
Yeah,
I love
too.
them because they're so much, the plush seats and all that jazz.
Yeah.
And you'll have all that in Europe. The theaters are stunning.
Oh my God,
there.
I can't wait.
But you know, it's a funny muscle because when you kind of get used to doing the larger rooms, to go back to smaller rooms, say for example, I don't think my crowd work is as good as it used to be. I was never amazing at it, but I was good. But I stopped because in the bigger rooms, it's just too risky.
In theaters, it's weird.
In theaters, I don't know. Maybe you can get away with it. Yeah, you don't think so?
I find that's more of a club thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't think everybody can do it.
No, it is, but it's a muscle.
I can't, honestly.
It's a muscle.
Yeah,
it's like on running.
Yeah.
You to work that muscle. And so I was doing, because I did a little pop-up show because in New York last night it was an industry kind of,
cool. Where?
A showcase in the
City Winery.
City Winery.
Fun.
The room, I was like, oh my God. I was like, Jesus, the woman in the front row, I was like, you could give me a smear test. You're like, in my groin. And it's again, you have to recalibrate. That's a different
Yeah,
muscle.
yeah.
You have to kind of, you know.
I love it so much.
You have to work all the different types of comedic muscles. And it's great to keep making sure that you do keep trying to work those muscles or
Yep.
you forget.
I know, because
Use it or lose it.
the cycle of doing like a small club and then theaters and then in your case arenas and then you stop and you rewrite and you do it again. It's like, it just like shocks me every time how you're opening up and opening up and opening up. I love it.
And you're sometimes comedy, because it so exists in the room at the time. Sometimes you're like, can I even do it anymore when you
know.
stop? And also,
I so agree.
the jeopardy involved in each gig. When I was doing, and like I was on a big tour in Ireland and the UK, and I came over to New York. And I was doing town hall, but I wanted to do some club gigs while I was here and just kind of like, check out the scene.
Yep.
And I did New York Comedy Club, and it was, teeny room. I don't know, like
New York Comedy Club.
50 people or something in the room. And I was in the hallway. When I say, I was like, I'm going to have to take a Valium. I was a nervous wreck.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, Joanne, whoa. Control yourself. This is... like, how are you letting, and just, it got in, because it was 50 people. I was at a place in my career where people were coming, they were buying tickets. So you weren't being forced on anyone anymore the way you are in a club. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
They were there by choice. Well, not all of them, but there's a couple of husbands there who are clearly not there by choice. And they want me to know it. I'm like, I can see it, Darren. You're grand. I get it. You were dragged along. Her friend Sophie pulled out. I understand.
So mean. I get these guys who go like this. They like kind of can't believe it, and they're like,
about what?
about like when I'm talking about sex and shit, or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
weed
yeah.
and like goofier than they expected, and they are finding themselves giggling but blushing.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
what's your audience like? Who are your demographic?
so right now we're getting older. There's like younger people, but it's like, it's funny because Broad City. Okay, we were all in our 20s when I'm making Broad City and the audience, and now we're like getting older, and younger people are like.
Yeah.
They're not totally getting it, but they're excited and they're so fucking cute.
But they're probably watching Broad City.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of timeless.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're not having the Broad City experience. And you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
world is so different. It's like, it's interesting. And they're like a little bit like, there's an aspirational vibe.
Yeah.
Then the millennials were all like giggling at the absurdity that now we're middle-aged together.
It's so funny,
It's
isn't
a
it?
really good feeling. It's
Yeah.
really good. And then like stoner boomers.
Stoner boomers.
Gen X and
Yeah.
boomers.
What age are you?
I'm 38.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm older than you. 42.
Yeah. My husband's 45. I think he looks great. That's why
He looks great. You all look great. We all look great.
We look
We have
incredible.
science on our side. I talk about this in Pinotphile is the name of the show, just to be very clear.
The name of your tour.
Pinotphile.
Pinotphile.
Just to be very clear about that.
Yeah. Because we have...
When you say it quick, it sounds
Well,
like
we
pedophile.
say pedophiles here in
Oh,
the US.
that makes sense.
In fact, we don't say it enough. Epstein files, child sex trafficking, pedophiles.
Yes.
We don't say it enough. Pinophiles. You guys say pedophiles, so it's important. It is important.
Pedophile.
It's important that you say
Yeah.
penophile.
Penophile. But I talk about this idea of like middle age and how it's just gone now.
We have this like youthful spirit. I
do.
think us knowing ourselves is making us look so fucking good.
Yeah, and we're not a slave. Like, we're not a slave to the kind of domestic system the way, like, my granny, that. I say in the show she had a comb over at 11 because she was just rinsed, by life. She was rinsed by life.
Oh my.
Her womb had a 6-month break.
How many kids did she have? Oh, right. Oh my
I think
God.
there's 8 of them.
Fuck me.
But now it's just so different, and women like
Your poor granny. Oh, sweet granny. What was her name?
Mary
Cool.
Corkery.
Oh my God, you're cracking me up. Wait, the last thing I want to talk about, because I'm so excited that we're starting to be friends. This is the beginning of a friendship. Okay, and I hope it goes on and on. Is kids. We were talking about kids.
Yes.
So you're like you're interested in it.
So here's my take on it. I'm 42. I've left it a little late, but there's so much you can do now. I went very career heavy, and like there's always this women can have it all bollocks. You can't. You have to choose. You just do. You have to choose. Like, you've obviously got a partner, so that kind of makes things a little easier.
Yeah.
I don't. So it's like, where am I going to?
And also, you started in your 30s. I started when I was 19.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
it's
you
just
built it up. You had your success. Do you know what I mean? And you'll continue to do so. But you had the stability of that.
That's right.
You'd built a reputation.
Yep.
You had a profile. You had a successful TV show. All that stuff. Whereas I'm still like peddling. But I know in my heart of heart that I think I'd love I'd love it. I'd love a child. And I think I'd be a really good mum.
You would be.
And I think that if I don't do it, I think I'd wake up at 50 and be really, really sad that I didn't do it. And I think while being a mother, you know, obviously, like I know that women, it's a really sensitive topic for some women because they're like, how dare you tell me that I don't know what real love is? And you know, these kind of like stereotypical, and I can't bear this when women, I don't like when women with no kids talk about how great it is. And I don't like when the two women I don't like when those two versions of women go against each other. I don't like it.
You know what it is like in the United States, there's this like literally like multi-billion-dollar hate machine, a messaging machine that is like now the Republican Party and the conservative movement and Turning Point. It's all hatred. It's racism. It's misogyny. They pit women against each other.
Yeah.
And like, of course there is tension. Like if
there is tension.
There's naturally tension, of course, but they blow up that divide. And it's like, well, I actually like, we kind of also need each other. My friends who don't have kids, my friends who don't have kids, they like to see a little kid running around saying funny shit.
My friends who are mothers, like these women are in the fucking trenches. Like these women are raising human beings. Like I come home in the evening. I had my biological age tested recently and it came back as 20.
Oh my God.
So funny. Because I have no children, I sleep all the time. I nap at the drop of a hat. I put myself down regularly throughout the day, straight into the cot in the afternoon. Sometimes I get up and go straight, because sometimes I get up and be like, it's not, I just feel in my soul, it's not time yet.
Yeah, 100.
And I go back to bed till 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Like I'm very
that is the
relaxed.
Hardest part of parenting.
Exactly.
That is the hardest part. But you now are established enough to do it, I'll say.
I think so. I think now
and
I can
to pay for help. As long as you have help.
Yeah, I think I can take the foot off the gas a little bit now when Pinotphile ends, and I will buy some stunning sperm, or I will do it. I have plans to do it maybe with my friend Ross, who's gay. He's very into having kids. And I was like, it's not going to be the
great,
isn't it?
No, that is a good one.
I agree.
Because then you can have a weekend.
This is what I'm thinking.
100. Does he have a partner?
No.
Great.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah.
He'll die alone like me. Be fantastic.
Maybe you guys would die together. I mean, that's a great plan.
People are like, oh, hold on, is that wise? I'm like, yes, because when you're in a romantic relationship, a lot more stuff can go wrong because you're relying on each other to be romantically like loyal and all that stuff. Whereas with me and Ross, there's no room for any romantic betrayal, letdown, like there's no room, there's less chance of a fallout.
100. It's a great plan.
I'll be like, go and ride that lad, like go and ride all the men in the
100.
town. And then when I'm on tour, this is the funny thing. I'm already talking about trying to get rid of the child. I haven't even had the child. I'm like, you go to your daddy's.
100%.
You go to your daddy's because mummy has to go to Australia for work.
Yeah.
And you're going to go to your daddy's for the summer.
Yeah.
Because if it's only on me, that's too much.
You'd love it. And we were talking about like this narrative of like, it's so hard. It's so hard. You know, first of all, I think that's like a reductive, easy narrative for comedy, for TV, whatever. I also think it's really positive that we have space for women to complain about how fucking hard it is.
1,000,000,000%.
So I like that women get to talk about like the negativity and the depression.
100%.
But I think that we also just skip over the wonderment. It is so fucking amazing. My experience so far.
And that's exactly it. It's like there was a time where women couldn't say anything about how hard motherhood was.
Yeah.
And then it became like, it was kind of, the space was there to talk about it. And then it became almost kind of the thing to give out about
That's right. That's right.
You know, American politics, I will say, it is very interesting to watch from the outside.
I know, because we like created reality TV and then we became reality TV.
It is interesting to watch. Like when I listened to this podcast the other day and it was saying that Donald Trump had gone in and taken all the voting ballots.
He did indeed.
From the original election that he swears blind was robbed from him. And he didn't photocopy them. The FBI went in and they just took them. I was like, this is like Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Black Mirror?
Yeah.
This is like dystopian shit.
It is dystopian.
And it, like Rosie O'Donnell moved to
Ireland. That's like Irish American pride
yeah,
right there. How
she
cute
moved.
is that?
Yeah, she's living in Dublin now.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
I know, it's gas. And she's really happy there, I think.
Yeah.
Because Trump was giving her so much shit.
Yep.
Anyway.
We look to you guys. We love the Irish. You are such a blast. I live for brilliant women, and we just popped
so nice
right
to meet you.
off. I'm so thrilled to be connected.
To meet you. Yeah, me too.
You're so fucking brilliant and smart and strong.
I think you're brilliant and smart and strong.
I'm thrilled to be friends. Thanks for joining me. That was so much fun. Thank you to Joanne McNally for sharing your time with me and your brain and your heart and your beauty. This show is made by humans and humans only. It's a Star Picks production. I want to thank the creative producers of this show, Annika Carlson, David Rooklin, Madeline Kim, Glennis Meagher, and Kelsie Kiley. I want to thank our editor, Tovah Leibowitz, who fucking rocks. I want to thank Raymo Ventura for doing the opening, musical sting, and the graphics. I want to thank Rebecca O'Neill for doing the sound so good. I want to thank Kevin Deming and Lexa Krebs for making it look so damn good. I want to thank the band Don Her for making this outro musical sting sound so good. Did I mention it was a Star Picks production? Listen, God bless you. I love you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.